You Jake Sully?
I'd like to talk to you about a fresh start on a new world. You'd be making a difference.
I became a Marine for the hardship. I told myself I can pass any test a man can pass. All I ever wanted was a single thing worth fighting for.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you're a movie fan. I'm a movie fan.
Absolutely.
This is a movie for movie fans.
Absolutely. Here we are
Yeah.
in London.
Yeah.
You know, talking about being a movie fan, I grew up, and I remember watching Star Wars for the first time on VHS. And, when I was 13 or 14, I saw 2001 for the first time. And I always tell people, it wasn't watching a movie, those were experiences.
Yeah.
And seeing Avatar with you at the premiere, that was an experience. What's that line between making a movie and then making an experience?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I set out to do because I wanted to rekindle that feeling that I had when I was I saw 2001 in a movie theater. This is how old I am. So that was in 1968 when I was 14. And I saw Star Wars, obviously a few years later, also in a movie theater on opening night, and Alien in a movie theater on opening night. And to me, and Close Encounters, opening night, movie theater. These are sacred experiences for me where I was just, my mind was blown, I was transported someplace, I was seeing imagery I couldn't have imagined, I was getting powerful emotional reaction. So Avatar was an attempt by me after, 25 years in the business to try to take everything I knew to try to create that feeling for other people. Widescreen, full 6-track sound, 3D, we threw everything at it that we could. A team of design artists that worked for 2 years to create every tree, every creature, every bit of the landscape of this, alien world.
You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora.
You should see your faces.
We have an indigenous population called the Na'vi. They are very hard to kill.
This is why we're here. Because this little gray rock sells for 20 million a kilo. Their village happens to be resting on the richest deposit, and they need to relocate. Those savages are threatening our whole operation. We're on the brink of war, and you're supposed to be finding a diplomatic solution.
Has it been interesting for you kind of watching the fan reaction evolve from what was kind of maybe sort of a negative reaction to the first trailer all the way to the people waiting in lines outside of the premiere and the great reviews?
We've got to stand by our product, and we would stand by it from the very beginning. It's we kind of knew what you got, and no one knows if they've got the turkey that lays the golden eggs or just a turkey. You don't know that. You don't know if you got lightning in a bottle. But when all the hype was on the blogs and all the negative hype kind of spun out of control, it's it's one of those unfortunate things of people, don't judge a book by its cover. That's the message. That's the message of the movie. I fall in love with a woman who's 10 foot tall and blue. Obviously, I'm not falling just she's extremely sexy, but I'm not falling for her. I'm obviously falling for her spirit. And I think people didn't have an understanding of this movie, and now they're seeing its spirit. The concept is to drive these remotely controlled bodies called avatars. They're grown from human DNA, mixed with DNA of the natives.
Marine in an Avatar body. That's a potent mix. You get me what I need, I'll see to it you get your legs back. Your real legs.
Hell yeah, sir.
Looks like you. This is your avatar.
Just relax and let your mind go blank. It shouldn't be hard for you.
Do you consider yourself a difficult director to work with?
Not for actors. I think, look, it's not that I'm tough on my team, it's that I set a challenge for them, and most of the people that work for me really like that. I'd say all of them, really appreciate that because they know they're going to do their very best work. With actors, it's different. With actors, you have to make a safe place for them. You have to make a place where they don't feel that they're being judged. The beauty of the performance capture stuff that we did is that it took away all my distractions, because I'm also always thinking about the lighting and the dolly track and the crane and the costume and all that stuff. But we didn't think about any of that stuff in performance capture because you do all that later. You're just there to get the human truth of the moment. So I'm utterly focused on them, creating a safe place, encouraging their creativity, encouraging them to create new dialogue, to ad lib, to and all that sort of thing. So it's you know, it was just an amazing process. I think if you talk to the other actors, you know, you'll find out that they're actually eager to do it again, should we get that opportunity.
Jake, it's real simple.
I want you to learn from the inside. I want you to gain their trust.
You should not be here. Go back. Well, this is your fault.
I need your help.
Now, I love the language, and I think it's amazing that you guys literally learned this language. I was wondering
so much fun,
is there anything that you can like teach me? Because I really wanted to kind of walk away and be able to say something to people and be able to say, well, actually.
Well, I see you, which is what the strongest phrase that means everything to them. Which means I see your soul, I love you, you're here. It's Mengati Kameye.
Okay, you're gonna have to slow that down a lot, right?
Mengati Kameye. Mengati Kameye. Yeah, you did so good. High five. I love that.
The highlight of my day is all down.
Outstanding.
Haven't gotten lost in the woods, have you?
Do you forget what team you're playing for?
The strong prey on the weak, and nobody does a thing.
You've got 1 hour.
You knew this would happen?
Everything changed. Jake, it's crazy here. Quaritch is rolling and there's no stopping him.
We're going up against gunships with bows and arrows.
Well, I guess we better stop him.
When it hit at the end, when we were all at the premiere and the final screen, I don't want to say what it is, when the final screen image hit and the audience erupted, what was that like for you? What was going through your head at that moment?
It just felt good, you know. I mean, that structure of that ending and the way that worked was inherent in like the very first art. We called it the art reel, which was just a bunch of paintings with some music, just to show the studio what we were trying to do. And I held on to that structure of that ending right from the get-go. And I was glad to finally, you know, years later, get some validation that that was a good idea.
They've sent us a message that they can take whatever they want. But we will send them a message that this is our land.
Avatar. On December 18th, enter the world in IMAX 3D, digital 3D, and in theaters everywhere.